memorial service was held for 3 French police officers, while in Jerusalem it was for 4 of the people killed in the hostage-taking at a kosher grocery store. Meanwhile, there is new information today in the ongoing investigation into the attack. Here's the CBC's Jeff Semple.
We received word from authorities in Bulgaria that they have arrested a man there, a French citizen, who was allegedly trying to cross from that country into Turkey. He is suspected of having links to 2 of the gunmen, the Karachi project. Haven't specified exactly what those links are. He has been arrested and is now on his way back here to France. But in addition to that, police believe that as many as 6 members of the terror cell that was involved allegedly in last week's attack are still at large, and the hunt for them continues. And at the same time, we are expecting to see the beginnings of that massive deployment, some 15,000 troops to be sent to those sensitive locations across the country. About a third of those, some 5,000, will be sent specifically to protect Jewish schools, reflecting the concern that they might be targeted in a future attack.
CBC's Jeff Semple in Paris. Meanwhile, less than a week after the attack on its editorial offices in Paris, the next edition of the French newspaper Charlie Hebdo is ready for publication.
We will just continue to make the newspaper every week. Of course, it will never be the same again, and we still don't know how we will continue without them, because we lost very important people for us,
As a member of the paper's editorial staff, an advance copy of the cover has been released as well. It features a cartoon of the Prophet Muhammad holding a sign that reads, "Just Meet Charlie." 3 million copies of the magazine are being published and will go on sale as of tomorrow. Usually the paper's print run would be no more than 60,000 copies. Foreign Affairs Minister John Baird will be in Cairo this week looking to gain release of Egyptian-Canadian Mohamed Fahmy. Fahmy, a journalist with the Al Jazeera News Network, is serving a 7-year jail sentence after being found guilty last year of supporting the outlawed Muslim Brotherhood. Here's the CBC's Louise Martin.
Sources tell CBC News that Baird will be meeting with government officials, including the President of Egypt, on Thursday. We do know that an appeals court in Egypt did order a retrial in the case of 3 imprisoned Al Jazeera English journalists, including Fahmy. His lawyer has been pressing for his deportation to Canada, as have many of his family members. Family members say that they were told last week that Fahmy's deportation back to Canada is, quote, in its final phase. Now, we can also tell you that a new law was passed in Egypt last November. It allows convicts or suspects to be returned to their country to either serve their sentence or be retried.
That's CBC's Louise Martin in Ottawa. Meanwhile, the deposed Egyptian President Hosni Mubarak has been granted a retrial in his corruption case. The case is the only one keeping Mubarak behind bars, and there have been conflicting reports on whether this is the way for his release. As it stands today, Mubarak is still in custody. The former leader has already been cleared of murder charges connected to the death of dozens of protesters during the 2011 uprising that resulted in him being toppled from office. There's good news today regarding the Ebola outbreak. U.S. aid is saying the rate of infection in Liberia is plunging dramatically. At the peak of the outbreak, more than 30 people a day were testing positive for the virus. That number is now down to less than 10. The aid agency said Sierra Leone is also appearing to be turning an important corner. And that is the CBC News to this hour. We broadcast live and podcast on our website at cbcnews.ca.